Tonight, kind of got a special treat for you guys. So for everybody that uses Anubis or is trying to understand how to use Anubis or would like to use Anubis, we decided that today was a good opportunity to kind of teach and memorialize some of the best settings or what Anubis has to offer for the trading EA Anubis. And kind of give you guys a little bit of a backstory, but I think Khaled came to me about, I don't know, it's been about almost like a year ago, I think, and was trying to program um, what we didn't know at the time, the 3 and 50 method, basically how to build and ride the wave and um, how to know how to do it. And he was trying to simulate that using the AI, basically taking what I was teaching and wrapping that up into an AI. Currently today, I use it almost on a daily basis. And I get questions all the time about it. So I thought, hey, what a great opportunity to take the time to answer some of your guys' questions, also to showcase some of the best settings it has. I use it almost exclusively for my overnight trading setups, and just to put pending triggers in, all that kind of stuff. We talk about that every single day, trying to get your overnight setups uh, and overnight trading, because I really believe strongly that that is something that every trader should be able to have in their arsenal, as long as, just like having multiple types of strategies, the short, the long, and the really long, you should in trading. Overnight's a secret. It has been one of the secrets to my successes for a very long time. And tonight is no different. I've already reached my goal using Anubis tonight, and I don't need to trade anymore overnight. So I've already accomplished that feat. So with that, Aled, why don't you take it away, showcase your AI that you built. And if anybody has any questions, I think that's kind of what we want to lead into, kind of showcase a little bit of, if you could take, just kind of give an overall view of what it is, why you built it, what its strengths, maybe some of its weaknesses, and then open it up to Q&As. That would be awesome. So take.
All right. Hi guys. Sorry to get you so late here, especially the ones in Florida, like myself, but it's okay. Once in a while we get to do that. So you guys hear me okay? Does anybody hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, you sound good.
Okay, good. Just making sure I'm not talking to myself. Well, for those of you who do not know me, I am a retired civil engineer by education. I did work in academia, did work in consulting. I enjoy outdoors. I am originally from Palestine. I'm a US citizen for a long time. My kids are born and raised in the US. They all live here. And I enjoy outdoors. And then when I retired in around the 2015, 16, I was preparing for something to do while after I retired, and I decided, trading was a good thing to do. I could work from home, control my time and so on, and, make a little extra cash on the side if I could. So that's as far as I am. Today we're gonna talk about Anubis. What is Anubis? Basic functions. Let me see, did I miss? Yeah. Basic fun, what's the input setup? What's the layering? How does it work? And what the type trades it will place for you. And I got some back testing results for you, just showcase of the functions of the different settings. Well, what is Anubis? Literally, it's a dream come true. Right, David?
That's right. Now you're gonna have to tell the story because I.
Well, why don't you tell the story?
So I was working with Khaled and we were going back and forth about, the settings, how it works, just kind of getting the trading. I was like, you're the programmer. I can just tell you how to trade or how I would set it up, right? And one of the conversations that we had is like, I had a dream last night that we called it Anubis. And he's like, all right, let's do it. That's where the name came from. And where basically, if you know what Anubis is, basically protects the gate to the underworld. So like how appropriate it's supposed to protect your trades from dying. So don't let your trades die, use Anubis.
Yeah, it's supposed to protect the team.
So that's how the
Yeah.
word Anubis came around.
Yeah,
I love it.
David was so worried about the group that he even had a dream about it. Anyways,
Yeah.
so what does Anubis do? Just in few words, it will allow you to trade Forex at ease, kind of like a caddy, if you will. It has flexible modes. It was designed to be flexible. It can set your TP stop loss automatically. It can automatically secure your profit. It can close your trades at profit. It will add trades automatically if for you. Depends on the setup. It will show you the break-even line. And just for the record, the break-even line first showed up on my protege, the one that when I created protege, I created break-even line, and it was a green line. And first time David saw it, said, "What's that green line?" And I said, "That's a break-even line." And ever since we've been using that break-even line.
Yep.
And it does some statistics for you. It just shows you, shows you your risk and so on. Now, I'm not used to this type slideshow, so making sure that I'm not skipping anyone or anyone. The basic functions David wanted Anubis to do was the break after 2 or 3 attempts and then ride the wave. That's what the idea was. The group William had done a fading program, which you guys know, it's Talon at the time. And that was working basically before I started on Anubis, actually. Then David wanted a program that will do the other side, which is for like summertime running markets and stuff like that. He wanted a ride the wave program. So I worked on that based on his guidelines, which is basically the main function is have to create a line, and then the program will look for how many touches, how many, which we call it, three attempts to break. And so 0, 1, and 2, and then up on the third one, we would once in a pullback after the second, then it will at a 3-bar reversal or so, it will get you in anticipation that this will break on this third time. This is for long, this is for short. And once it breaks, then you ride the wave until basically you have a 3-bar reversal and confirmation that the run has ended. And that's where you exit. So basically for longs, for short, you guys know this from the class. And it's also was intended to be a support for the class that David created for Ride the Wave class. So So basically, that's the main functions. It will do the ride the wave. It will also do instant runs. It will do a straddle, which is one cancel another if you don't know which way it's gonna break. And it can be used manual. 99% of you guys used it manually. Now, input, the setup for input. We may go back to some of these things toward the end with questions and so on, but for now, I'm just gonna go through it and then leave some room at the end for questions. The basic input is in certain groups. The first group is the scale, which helps you size the graphics to be, each monitor is different, and some monitors will show very large, very small. So it allows you to change the scale for the panel, for the graphics, and the scale for the font. And you play with these two numbers until you get it right for your screen resolution. The other one is the control and how to secure basically the exit strategy. You can have a close all line to replace the stop loss. It does not necessarily move the stop loss, but it will be like an exit, like a plan C. This line, if this line is crossed, everything is closed. So this is like a backup for your other like hit exit at goal, exit if you hit maximum risk, secure trades, and secure every trade. These will take off earlier before you hit that plan C, and plan C will be before the stop loss. So it should be below stop losses at the KPI, a little beyond the KPI, where you say across this line I'm out. So
Hold on, can I ask a question about this screen? Or do you want me to ask questions later?
I would prefer later.
Okay, just
Because
remember the secure trades. I have a question about that.
Yes. Yeah. We'll go back to this.
Okay.
I'm gonna show examples and so on, and then we'll go back to the questions at the end. This would be
Okay.
easy.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks.
Oh, sure. Then basically I'm gonna go through this a little bit, one step at a time, and then we'll go back, answer a question, make sure everybody understand everyone. Secure trades, it will start securing. This is the original thought that David said. There's a break line, you break the line. Let me go back. That's the line you break. If I'm in profit, 2 pips or more, I want that secure. I don't wanna lose my profit. That was his initial, intent. So what I made is you secure the trades once you cross the line and you start going in your favor, and you are at least one layer, which is a minimum of 2 pips or half of a price cycle. That's your secure line. So when you close at profit. Now, when do you do that? You don't do that immediately at that line, because you will instantly be out. You'd have to give it a wiggle room, and the wiggle room, I set it up to one price or to 2 layers, which is technically one price cycle. Depends on what the layer size you set. 2 layers. So basically, once the price is 3 layers above, it will secure the first layer, and then when it moves higher, it will follow. So that's the secure trades. Now, secure every trade is, some people started asking about that, and I added that in. That was not the original setup. This one will secure from the lowest line here. If you have a trade below the line, it doesn't wait until you cross the line and start securing at profit. So because the market might go against you and you may have trades in here, and I'll show you the examples at the end. Then what happened is once the lowest or the farthest trade is in profit, 3 layers in, it will be that's where the secure line will be. Yeah, so it will move, and eventually if it goes back and close you out, you may be closing at some loss because you are too tight. It's, you know, you don't have much profit at the time. You're securing everything the moment it goes against you, basically, and you will see the results. However, some people like to do that. They just want to make sure that they're out. If it's, they don't want to risk too much. So that's the difference. Secure trades will close if you use Magneto with secure trades, it will set the ones that are in profit and it will leave the ones that are at loss for now. Secure every trade will just secure everything, will move the stop loss for everything. They all go. So that's for this one. I have examples about that today. Maximum number of trades, of course, Eagle wanted a lot of trades. It was a 100, but that was not enough for some of you guys. There's quite a few. So I bumped that up. I don't think any of you is using 500, but anyways.
That is so shocking. The Eagle wanted more trades. That is so weird.
Yeah, 100 was a little limiting. But anyways, you know, there it is. The spacing within a price cycle. The default is 0.5. So this is, I was playing with numbers for the examples I did, and I wanted too many layers so I could show case. But the default is 0.5, which means every price cycle will have 2 layers. Here, every price cycle will have 4 layers. Basically, that was just for the showcase. And I made 4 pips price cycle again because I tried to have the computer do more trades so I could have some graphics to show. This is for the setup of the ride the wave. So 3, which means attempt 3 is expected 0, 1, 2, and the third one is expected to be the break line. You could make it 2 or 3. Fading, if the market goes against you, if the market goes against you, then how many price cycles do you want to fade? You can set that. I think the default is 4 or 5. I was setting up here for collect extremes just for the showcase. Your stop loss is typically at 8, so it should be below 8. If you set that to more than 8, well, you're gonna hit your stop loss before you hit the end. And I'll show what does that mean. Basically, if you are planning to break the line, but it goes against you, you just missed it, and then it will start fading during that, adding more trades to carry over on the wave. And it will go as far as, you know, 4 or 5 price cycles, then it will stop. If it's going against you over 5 price cycles from where you anticipated the break line, you need to manage it manually. Anubis can't help you. Daily goal is typically 0.25. Max risk is whatever your max risk is. Okay. This secure trail, that's the cushion. Typically, the default is 33.33 of 1%. Pips is always goes 0. Commission is 0 by default, but you can set your commission if you wanted to. The break line, color. That's always true. This is kind of like a specialized, the stop loss. You can have all of them in one stop loss line. So whatever the parent stop loss is, every other child stop loss is the same line. If that's a style you want to do, that's a false by default. One cancel another is important if you are setting a straddle to keep that as a true. So if you are buying and selling at the same time at two different lines, once one of them hit, the other one will cancel. Prove me wrong, that's true. If you want to use prove me wrong, I'll go over that a little bit later on. And prove me wrong is 5 points by default below or above the high of the candle or the current candle. If you want more, you can make that 10 points. It depends how tight you want your prove me wrong or how wide. So it can be 10 points, 1 pip, or it can be 5 points, which will cover the spread basically. Progressive volume. This is similar to what talent does. Like when it goes against you, the farther it goes, the size of the volume increase. So to keep your break even closer. So if you do that for true when it's fading, it will calculate what should be the volume in order for you to keep the break even within one price cycle pullback. This is another option if you want to build and you want to increase. When it builds by standard, it just builds one volume similar. However, if you want to increase it, you can also make that increase. This hasn't been tested very well because oftentimes you hit your goal before you get to that level. If it's going your way, especially if it goes against you for 1 or 2 price cycles, you build up those fade trades, and you might be at goal before you even reach the break line, let alone to go past that. However, it's there. It will increase. It has certain conditions to increase. It will increase only after the 3rd layer in profit, and only if your secure all is on. It wanted to make sure that if I'm increasing the volume as in a building mode, that the previous trades are already secure. Otherwise, when you build, the farther away you build, the more risk that any pullback, you have to let this go. And you don't want it to be heavy. Anyway, that's an option. FIFO is important for, let's see, this one here. As soon as I touch the mouse, it just changes a new slide, which is not my intent. Sorry, guys. FIFO is for the US regulations. If you are trading with any US company, you want to use FIFO compliant, and that is if you set that to true and your volume is set, let's say, to 0.25, the next one will be 0.24, then 0.26, then 0.22, and so on. So it will randomly find the closest available volume that's not been taken, and it will set it up. So, and it will set down once and then up once, so the average is about the same. This one, ignore end of day Forex market close. Again, I know some have requested that. Anubis by default used to be, which is the default now, which is it will ignore It does not trade during after 5 p.m. Eastern and until 7 Eastern. In that part of the day, there is a universal Forex, like maintenance, and then the spreads go crazy and stuff. So it's not really a good time to trade. So Anubis will not trade unless you hit that true, which means trade anytime, 24 hours. Don't worry about it, and then it's okay if that's what you want. So you can select that. You have to make it true for it to work. That's the panel. You guys using the panel often, you know what it has. And this is more explanation on. I really don't like adding too many input lines because it gets confusing. So when people ask for a tiny change here, a tiny change there because they like it, so then I made what I call soft options or soft controls. And when you have a price cycle that is 7 pips, the other decimal is the point. So the 7 pips and 1 point. 1 point is insignificant basically for the market. I use the second decimal, which is 1/100th of a pip, which nobody cares about. The market is not going to care about 1/10th of a 1 point. So I use these decimals as controls in order not to add more input lines. So if you use on a price cycle, if you change the first a second decimal to 1, it will create double trades for you. Some have asked for, okay, when I set a trade, I want 2 of them, one at a certain TP, at fixed TP, the other one will be at 0 TP. So if you set that to 1, it will do that for you. If you set it at 2, it will uniform the graphic and the panel and the graphic scale. There's the group of graphic that has the close all and close longs and stuff. And then the panel, their scale is different. If you set that to 0 to like 7.22, and if you change the scale, it changes both of them at the same ratio. It will unify the scale between the two. If you put a 008, if 8 is at the third decimal, then it will create the secure line will be thicker. It will be a thick orange line, and it will also change PMW into close all. So that's Rob's basically control that he requested, and it's okay. It doesn't make much difference. The take profit is typically 0. If it's positive, it's a take profit. Let's say you set that to 20, it's a 20 pips take profit. If you put negative, then negative 30, it will mean a 30 pips for stop loss. That's a stop loss if it's negative. If you still want to do negative and take profit, then you put decimal. Negative 30.05 means 30 pips in stop loss and 5 pips as a take profit. And you can control this just one here any way you want it. Only few people use this, but if they like it, they can use it. The volume 0 default is it will calculate 1/200,000 of your account size. So if you have a 50K, it will be 0.25, and so on. If you want a volume of your own choice, let's say 0.03, then you key in 0.03, it will override this. This will not be calculated. This buy and sell has a lot of different cancel and change my mind and stuff like that. And it can also be a PMW or close all, depends on if you have to have a secure every trade for it to activate PMW and or close all. Close all will require that you put a 0.8, this one here. This little button here will show you the secured goal for the setup. So if your goal is let's say 1%, and you are tracing by 33.33, then this will be 0.67 basically. As soon as you hit the check. If you don't, I shouldn't click. Sorry, go back. Get used to that. If you hit the check mark here, then it will activate. If you don't care about daily goal, you're not going to close, then this is insignificant. So it will stay off. And then it will change color if it's guaranteed. So once you put 1, it will be 0.67. It will be white, means it's a potential. Once you hit your goal, your 1%, it will have a red frame and it will change color, means now you are secure, guaranteed at 0.67%. So you can tell looking at it whether you are actually secured or just potential. This will show and hide the news for the day, the upcoming news. Same button you click, it will show, you click, it will hide. Okay, the functions. Okay, this is Anubis can do fading. This is what I was playing with, trying to get some layering going on. Let's say this is the green line is your break-even line. You started here. This is showing a sale that you started the sale, and then it went up your way. It added 1 at pullback. So if you are building, if you're going here, it didn't add here. It waited for it to pull back, and then it will add. But then it kept going up against you. It will add here at every layer. It doesn't wait for pullback. If it's fading, it will just add at every layer. So you are all the way up there. Your break even is here. If you have a secure all, then your PMW will show up. Will be active. If you only have secure trades, and if it closes you at your secure trades, it will leave the ones that are at loss. Like in this case, I believe these 2 were left because when it closed here, these 3 trades were still at loss. So it kept adding trades, and it will close them at a later time when the time is right. The trades that you can, that Anubis will place, they can be standard, like same volume for every trade at the same at every layer, or pullback if it's building. If it's progressive, is set to true, then it will calculate a volume to ensure that it's within 1 price cycle plus or minus. And we know about FIFO is ensuring that the lot size is unique. Okay, now the fun is the setup. How do you set up for like night trades, or basically we are more interested in night trades. All of you have used it manual, you know how to run it manually. Manual mode. So the ride the wave run, it can run in basically the standard one is with a yes button, which means you set up the line, you click to show or hide the break lines, which either you flip the mode or you click on the price cycle. Either one will show these lines. The yellow line is a break line, and The close line, it used to be a close line at the time when I had this slide. Now it's just a zone, basically the edge of zone. And then you select one of either sell or buy to start the run, or if you want to look for if once you are in a run, you can add. It changes to add once there is an active run. These buttons will not say prepare; it will just be add. In this case, if we are in a buy run, then it will be add. You can hedge. You can have two runs going, one long and one short, if that's your choice. It can do that. Now, once you select, let's say you select the buy, you have to move the yellow line to wherever you want to move it. If it is a 1, 2, 3 or 0, 1, 2, 3, then you line it to where the break you're anticipating, and it will count the touches for you as soon as you come close to within 9 points from the close from the body of the candle. It does not look at the wicks, it looks at the bodies. Any group that is within the body is within 9 points, it will snap and grab, it will count them. And it will draw that 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 for you. And then if that's the line and that's the setup you choose, you just hit yes. Yes means, okay, now go wait for this line, and it will count the number of hits. Once it passes 2, 0, 1, and 2, then at a pullback, it will try to get you in for the third break, for the break of the third touch. However, you can start instantly. Like if you are at the right time, at the right place, and you think you want to start right here, the setup is right, you can click no, and no means start right now. It will start instantly for a run. Or if you want to start at a different line, like you have a line, you move the yellow line to a certain point, being a stop market, it's buy stop or sell stop or buy limit or sell limit. Wherever you set the line and you hit cancel, that line becomes the break line, and Anubis understands if it's a stop or a limit. It will get the right entry for you as soon as that line is crossed with a body close. So if a wick just hits it, it doesn't work. It has to close it with a body. Then the next candle will enter the trade. So then you check your daily goal, you check your max risk, you check your progressive. This is what I do. I always check that, and and then you check your ratio. When you used to come and say, do you want to close? Do you want to? Doesn't do that anymore. The default now that it will have a wiggle room, it will close you at by default at a cushion or wiggle room of 33% of your goal. So if your goal is 1, it will close you at 0.66 once you hit the goal. It has to trigger. It will not trigger until you hit the goal. And then you better have, if you're not trading, if you're not watching, you better have your max loss checked at the level of risk that you can afford or appropriate. And it's better if you set your plan C at the KPI, you can set the close all lines activated and set it. The style for this setup, like if you are relaxed and you can afford, you want to leave the market room for the market, then do not secure anything. Do not secure trades or secure every trade. The close at goal, this 33% or so, the max loss this will actually trigger, and you don't have to secure every single trade. That's what I do. I do not secure any trade. I just rely on, of my selection of the goal and the max loss. If you are conservative, you kind of want to say secure trades. So anytime you are in profit, you don't want to give that profit back, and you want to close and then reset. So it's like a conservative. If you are a little tight and you don't want to lose anything at all, or you're afraid of it's going against you, or you have very tight risk factor because of your broker or so, then you can secure every trade. But then you might be giving away trades. Straddle is, like I said, you do the same thing. It has to be in break RTW mode, and then the same as before, but you have to add, you want to select the break line, the one, so you move your yellow line above the consolidation and you hit cancel. It will record that as a buy stop, and then you move it to the cell below the consolidation, and the same line, the same yellow line, you move it down to, and then you hit cancel again. So one time you do prep buy, you move the line and you hit cancel, then you do again prep sell, you move the line and you hit cancel again. So you hit these two twice. If the lines are not there, or if you hit sell and it does not react, nothing happens, you can click on the price cycle here to bring the break line into the screen. For some reason, I don't know which update it happened, that it sometimes it just doesn't see it or so. I have to look into that, but it's low priority for my schedule, because you can always just click on either the mode or this one. It will bring it back, hit sell, and it will activate. And then one more thing here is you want to make sure that your one cancel another is true, is set to true. So unless you don't want that, but this is a good feature with straddle. So if you are buying and selling and one is activated, you want the other one to cancel, because
That's gold. That's gold right there. I didn't realize it asks twice.
Yeah, so you do that twice, and when you do, there is let me go back a little bit, few slides here. This is the status group here. If there's nothing going on, it will say idle. If there is a run going on, like in this case, I have a short run going, it will say active short right away. If it is manual, it will show that it is manual trades. There is no parent. When you put a straddle here, this line will say waiting to cross such and such line, and this will also say waiting to cross. So there will be two lines, two prices here, and you can check the price. It tells you what is it waiting on. So once these prices cross the first one, then it will cancel the other one. To make sure that I believe it is set to true by default. And I believe that once it activates, it will turn itself off automatically. So basically, I think the default is set this way anyways. But so that you know what that is. Instant run is an easy thing. You just select the write the wave, and wait for the right setup, and then hit no. No will enter instantly. Or you can set the yellow line at a preferred price, like I said, and hit cancel, then it will wait. Let's say, yeah, I would like to go long, but I want to wait. I want to wait until it pulls back to this point. So you just put the yellow line at that point. You think that's a good entry point, and hit cancel, and it will just get you in if that line is crossed with a body. It has to cross with a body for it to activate. Okay, I did some back testing for like a 1 day, and I tested, to show how it will secure. So if you do secure trades, not secure every trade, if you secure trades, and this one here is a short, so you are in a short run, and typically the purple line is the parent, and the yellow line is typically the parent for longs. So that's your parent, and then you had things were going against you, so you had a lot of fading, and then it will only start securing once the break line has been crossed. So it started right here, one layer below this line at this level. So this, if you were to measure from here to here, from this line to the price action right now, it will be like 3 layers. And then it will secure the layer, and then will follow. Eventually, this was a nose drop, and as soon as pulled back, it got you out, right? You can see here. Again, I'm doing the same mistake again. We need the doll, David. This one here, these trades were exited here at this line when this line was hit. Then the second goal started it because of where it is. It started a long run now, and again with the long run, it secured, and it would follow the secure always one price cycle behind, and then it probably exited at a pullback, hit that thing. So this is how it secures longs and shorts. Basically, if you set secure trades, it will start securing after the break line, whichever it is in profit, at least 1 layer plus, and then it will step. It will not trace every price. It will jump 1 layer at a time. So when you are 3 layers above, it will secure 1 layer. When it's 4, it will secure 2 layers, and so on until you have a pullback, and then it gets you out. So this is with secure trades option. So this is like how it works. It crossed. This is a buy along. The price action went 3 layers above. It secured here, then it jumped higher. It went to this level, then eventually got you out. This is if you secure every trade. So this is the same run. We had shorts, and this is the highest short. The parent is right here, the purple, but it will start securing as soon as the very farthest point trade is in profit, and the price is 3 layers below that. So that's where it's secured. And you can see here when it pulled back from this again to the secure line, it got you out, closed everything, and you lost some money. It didn't risk you much, but you didn't make money. You didn't actually make profit. You lost some money. Well, you had 23 in the second round. The second goal, you lost money. This is when you close at your goal. No secure, nothing. That's what I mostly use because I just like the peace of mind that I hit my goal, I'm out and going to another run, another trade. if I'm not watching. That's if I'm not watching my trades. And in this case, it did 3 rounds. It wasn't short, hit goal, then went into buys, hit goal again, went into buys again, and hit third goal. It doesn't really take much to hit your goal. If you count them, you'll see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8, less than 8. These are 7, and these are probably less than actually 1, 2, 3, 4 trades, and you hit your goal. Goal is 0.25. So in this case, it made no, I think goal was set to 0.4. So I made 3 goals of 1.2% for this one. That was April 15 test. If you were to actually let it relax and let it trace by 33% of your goal, so at 67%, then it hit the first goal in lieu of closing here. It went down and until the 30, that this would be the 33%, went back and got me out. Same thing here. So ended up with, you know, close to 2% in one day in lieu of 1.2% with hit the goal. So this is just for that one day, for that one setup. So it doesn't mean that it's always going to be this way, because you're sacrificing that 33% of your goal if it doesn't go your way. Suggestions that I see from the results is the secure with large wiggle room gives you better results on the long run. But you are sacrificing that much. You know, your average 33% at nighttime, and if it's like summer, and I think it's there may be a running market, I will even go to, you know, 0.5% or more, 50% or more of the goal. So I give it a little bit more wiggle room. If you are tight, I know some of you are using 0.2 or 0.25. You know, it's a little bit more tight, and it would probably work for a ranging market that you're really not expecting runs, and you don't want to give away that profit you made. So it would be 0. If you wanted to close that goal, you can set it to 0% with Anubis. You know, you always want to have your max risk if you're not trading manually, if you're not watching the market. The progressive volume, it works better than adding manual trades and estimating how many trades I need to add. However, some of you will be more aggressive. You can help by adding 1 more trade or so. I know David probably uses, I don't know if David ever used this one. He's manually, you know, counting trades, so he knows exactly his system. And technically, you only need few trades to get your goal. You really don't need many trades unless you are in trouble. You have the wrong setup, the wrong thing. You should be able to get it in less than 10 trades. So now we are at the end, and we can entertain questions. And going back to your question, Megan, you said about the
I think you answered it, which
Right.
my question was general in that, can we secure a trade? I've been using manual mode, but I think you showed us how to do it in ride the wave mode.
Right. If you use ride the wave and you use progressive and you set your goal, what percent you want it to follow, you have to set the percent. Default is 33, but if you want to be tight or if you want to be large, it's up to you. Even if you put a 50%, you're still not losing. You're still at profit. Whatever it is, you're still at profit. But it's up to you. Like in running market, it can go really far away, but then it will pull back, and you don't want to give it away. If it just pulls back, you want to keep going, then you need to have a little bit, you need to give the market
Okay.
a little leeway, a little.
So I
Ooh,
just use
great.
the progressive is the only setting that I need to make sure is on besides the percentage. And then also does manual mode secure trades, or is this only in the breakout?
Yes, if you are manually trading and you have secure trades, it will kick in. It will secure your trades.
Okay.
Be it secure all or secure every trade. Even if
Okay.
it's manual, it will secure your trades. And
And what do
well,
I need to have? Do I check the same thing? Because it hasn't been securing trades, so I figure there's something I'm not checking.
okay, let's go back to the settings.
I think this is an excellent presentation,
This one here-
Colette, and I think you should pin it someplace on our Discord.
It's going to be on YouTube, so you'll find it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
It'll be
Okay.
on YouTube.
Yeah, the system will take care of that. The ATF will take care of it. Secure trades, if this is true, then
Regardless of what mode you're in.
if you're manual or not, it will secure your trades.
Okay, all right.
Yes. If you are manual, if there is a parent trade, then this will say active here. Even if you are manual, you can trade manually after that.
Mhm.
So long the parent is alive, this will show that it's active. Anubis will add trades, even though you manually be adding trades. Anubis will add trades at these layers, even if you switch that to manual, it doesn't matter.
Oh, really? Okay.
You have to kill the parent to stop that.
To stop it. I have been setting limits and stops. But with this, you're saying get into the parent at least one trade.
Right. When you said, yeah, when you said limit or stop, that's not a parent trade.
Yeah, right. So that
Okay.
that might be why it wasn't securing and doing
Yeah,
other
what you would
things.
do, what you would do is you select the RTW first. You hit your buy or sell, not manual, the prep buy or sell,
Yeah,
and set the line where you want that buy stop or sell stop or buy limit or sell limit to be. It could be above or
Okay.
below the price, anywhere. You just set it up in a place and then hit cancel. Then as soon as that line is crossed with a body, it will create a parent. And then you have a run, and then it will add trades for you on its own.
Okay.
If it's progressive, it will add enough volume to keep you within one price cycle, and it will close you at gold faster if you have
Okay.
it set up.
I think we found the problem right there. I think that was why it wasn't working for me.
Right. Yeah, when you set regular trade and you go use MT5 on its own, that's a function of MT5 itself, has nothing to do with Anubis. And it will have a different what they call it, type or style or something. Yeah, Anubis will know this is not one of my trades.
Well, I can accomplish the same thing with the breakout. I just wasn't comfortable with it, so I've got to practice with it.
Right now, when you set a break line, let me see if I can get the for a break. Let me see if I can get an easy graphics. Let's see. I'll just move actual Anubis running. Let's say if you wanted to set and I'm gonna increase that drastically. If you wanted, well, there's no movement here, but let's say you wanted you set your manual to and let's say you want to go long but you don't want to go long here, you want to go long if it at this level or at this level here. Then you say prep buy, then you grab your yellow line and you set it somewhere. Now be careful, if you set it inside of the previous cancel, it will instantly get you in, because technically it has been crossed by that one candle and closed beneath it. So you want to set it up here for it to be waiting on it. Like if you were to set it up right there, then this candle will say, yeah, we just crossed it in the previous candle, and it will enter you into a trade right away. So if you are very, very tight and you want to be perfect, make sure you're not within the candle, the candle that just closed, because that's how it works. This candle will look at the previous candle and see if that candle has crossed and engulfed that line, and if it did, then it will kick in. So that's, just be careful. Like if you set it up and you say cancel and instantly got you in, you probably set it up too tight and it was within the candle.
Khalid, the answer to this question then, if you set that price line down where you have it now, would be yes, wait on the pullback, or no? Well, it wouldn't be no, because you don't want to go in right away.
It will be canceled.
It would be cancel. Okay.
Right. It will be canceled. I'm gonna cancel here. When you cancel, it says waiting to break 1.0706, which is the elevation of this line. And if you want to change your mind, you hit X. That X buy will actually cancel that.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, if you wanted the way to use, yes, that's the original setup. And that is when you hit buy, then you move the line. That's the middle of you move the line, let's say here, assuming that this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and then it will wait to pull back and enter you on a third. That's when you say yes, and then it will start counting. I went crazy, but it's 0, 1. It's assuming this is 0 and this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3. You even have 4 and 5. Technically, it will say that it is now hunting for a pullback and 3-bar reversal. So it should enter in a 3-bar reversal. Has some conditions. It's very kind of nifty. It has to be above the middle of the zone, and the zone is defined between this purple line and the yellow line. That's like your zone. So if you want to enlarge the zone, you move this line. And also it has to have a 3-bar reversal, and it has to have a certain distance from the line. So it's a little bit, few conditions. That's when you say yes. That's the original setup. And this is, you do that like in the summertime, which we are coming close to summertime. It will get you in when these few conditions are set, and then it will hopefully go your way, break your way. So
Khaled,
yes,
excuse me. So any one of those situations will create your parent trade, regardless of which one you select.
that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so if you won't miss not getting a parent trade. So if you were doing the progressive, it would start regardless of which one you selected.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it will start so long you created them with right wave mode, and after you created them, you can go back to manual and do whatever. It doesn't matter. Now it remembers that setup, and the only way to cancel that setup is to hit that X here. Manual doesn't cancel it, so it's still hunting. It says it's hunting for right the wave hunt. So it's still looking for entry point on its own. It's just running cycles.
Now,
Once it enters, Even if this manual, it will get you in.
Holly,
The only way to exit is just 1 second, is you click X buy if it's a buy, and then this should go into idle. Hopefully it will, but it should.
And now my question is this: if it had created a
Okay,
parent,
now it's idle. Okay, go ahead.
if it had created a parent trade, that trade's gonna stay on, isn't it?
The parent trade,
You say you did no, and it created the trade right away.
right?
So you got a parent trade on. That parent trade, how's it gonna treat it? It's just gonna ignore it as a parent and create a new parent, or do you have to cancel that parent trade out?
Like if you are in the right away move, and you said, okay, I'm gonna go, let's say, just to be more realistic, let's say you really think it's gonna break to the upside. Let's say that's your analysis. Then you can say, okay, if you can say start right now. It pulled back. That's good enough for me. I want to go buy. I want to say no. It will get you right here. It will get you on a trade. It creates a parent, and that's the yellow line, means it's a long run. That's the parent for long run is yellow. Purple if it's a parent for short. Then Anubis will tell you here in the comments, if you turn on the comments, if you make sure the comments is shown, that this is a parent long. Okay, which is this yellow line here. And I did 0.01 because I wanted, like, you know, it's a practice account, so we don't and it's very tiny account from this group here. So now if it goes south, on every layer it will add trades. Layer would be half of this here. Is it half all the time? No, you can change it. You can, instead of half, here you can make it 0.33, then you'll get 3 layers per price cycle. Or you can make it 0.62, you get 3 layers every every 2 cycles or so. So you determine the size of your layer within a price cycle. The default is 0.5 because it's just a good number. 50% of a price cycle, that's just a good number. So if this is cancelled, I'm gonna make this one 0.33 just for demonstration. So if it goes below the 7, or what's a third of a 7, it will be like around here. There it is. It just got you in another trade. Now, I don't think I made progressive here. Yeah, it's not default, so you have to turn it on. It's not a default. It's something you have to turn it on your own because it increases your volume. Once it's turned on, you know, if it gets another trade down here, it will be more than 0.01. It could be 0.02. Because this is a very tiny account and the volume is so small, it's hard to, it doesn't do a 0.15. You know, that it can only go 0.01, 0.02. So, but if you have a large account, it's visible. You can see it easier. But it will attempt to calculate so that your price cycle, your break even is within one price cycle. So any other questions?
Yeah, there was a question about what triggers, you know, we were talking about securing trades, and so you meet your goal once in sells. and then Anubis switches into buys for your next goal, what's the trigger for that? Like, what does Anubis see to say, okay, I'm going to flip you into buys now versus sells?
It's like $1,000 plus.
What do you mean? Sorry. So like,
You'd
yeah,
have to,
that'd be nice,
you'd
eh?
have to you'd have to buy that. That's the bot that does that. The robot. The auto
Oh, okay.
that does that. Anubis will bump your. It will not switch you out. This is the initial David's comment was he said he was explaining to one of you of the group, I don't want to mention names, and you know, that was struggling to figure out, you know, the market and stuff, and David said, listen, just do this, don't do anything, just do this. If it goes up 2 or 3 price cycles, sell, that's it. And if it goes down 2 or 3 price cycle, buy. That's all you have to do. And try that. That was a homework for one of you guys. And I figured, that's easy enough. I can program it. And I did. So I showed the results to David, and that's where the bot, you know, started. Basically, it's a little bit more complex than that by now, but this is how it started. And if I were to,
Oh, I see. Because that was part of the title in the slide was fade testing. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
it was a testing, and let me see if I can show. Here you see. This is similar, not exactly what David is using, but it's very similar. And see if I can get it to work. Okay, so give it a shot. Hopefully it works. It's gonna try to buy and then sell. It will buy once and then sell once. If it works, let's see if it works or not. I'm not sure. There it is. It got into buys right here. You got one goal. It must be securing because it only made 0.08. So let's see. I was testing so many things for the showcase. Oh, where is it? Must be securing. Oh, these are all false. Oh. Start the game. It goes into search looking for, you know, goes down, then it will buy if it goes up 3 price cycles from the pivot, last pivot, it will sell. And it got out here. It's not okay. For some reason, and it did lose money here. I don't know why, but it's doing its thing. So it should go into a sell. Now it's selling because it went up, and it got second goal. Second setup is done, and then it will try to go. It will try to buy now. This one is just a flip flop. But it doesn't. It will not sell here. It will wait to buy. That's just the way. This one is just a showcase. So I did 3 of them. Now it's sold after the first one. Now it's at sell. It's already at 0.9%. And it will just keep going. After it sells, it will buy. After it buys, it will sell. This is just a simple, just to show how it works. Like this buy is probably closed at loss. This was a sell. This was a buy, which will probably end up losing unless it hits the goal line. If I'm lucky, there it is. So it closed at goal. Now it will sell. It will not buy. So it just flip flop. This is just a showcase type, but all it does is buy or sell. That's it, flip flop, and I call it flip flop. So this is what this one does.
That's very cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. So they sell, it buys, and it hits goal oftentimes. But this is like toss the coin type thing, and it's still making money. I mean, it's simple. It's still making money.
So basically, this is what Anubis will do if you have it running in, if you have it set, but you're the one that has to
to trigger
set
that.
it, to trigger it.
This
is just showcasing it if it was automatically triggering
right
by itself, right?
Right.
So,
right.
but if you trigger it at the right PTP points, Anubis should run for you and hit your goal and hit the goal for you, right?
Yeah, typically, yeah. If typically it's less than 10 trades, you should hit your goal oftentimes. If it doesn't, then you are in trouble.
So,
Uh,
go ahead.
One thing
What
I
were you gonna say?
forgot to mention is it just if it comes in here, I'll say, which is the fading zone,
pause?
like 5
Oh,
price
yeah.
cycles or more. I don't know what it was set up here. This I was testing. There it is. This line here, it will fade shorts until that line. You seen that line? There was a thin dotted line. That's where it will fade to that point, and then it will stop. It will not add any more fades. It's going fast.
You can pause it or let me see it.
It's out. It already closed. But once it starts, it will show that line, and that line depends on whether you have 5 or 4 price cycles. It shows you the line. It just sets that line, and no more fading past that line.
Can you pause it for just 1 second? Pause button right there. There, you got it. Okay. So if you were to open this up and to see a market just like this is exactly how I'd play Anubis. So if you see a market like this is the 50, right? You could put a pending buy or a help me out. What's it called in Anubis? Gosh, I can't think of it. Not pending.
OCO?
But
It's like a stop buy or stop sell. That's what you mean?
no,
Limit up in
limit.
a straddle.
No. Yes, but it's the Anubis word. Instead of doing it manual trading, it's what?
Oh,
Pending.
No.
it's
Prep.
waiting for a break line. It's a break line.
Yeah, prepping this. Thank you, Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you couldn't think of it. It's in Anubis. You flip it out of manual mode and you do a prep you do the prep buy or prep sell, right? Because you don't know.
Right.
It's 50 here, right?
Right.
But as soon as you do a prep buy or a prep sell, then this stuff takes over in that direction, right? And
Right.
it secures you, all that kind of stuff, and it should get you out at goal. And that's what it'll do is it'll get you out at goal if you have that parameter checked, if you have that checkbox checked. And that's what I usually do overnight. And I just kind of play with my goal, or I'll set a take profit if it triggers me in. I'm like, well, I think it's going to go down to here. Or if it triggers me in up here, I'll be like, okay, if I'm in and I'm secured, I walk away and I'm comes back, it secures me. I can be like, okay, I'm going to put a take profit right here. And then instead of using the goal, or you could secure it if this is goal here, you could secure it for the 66% of your goal, which would come in here and hopefully continue all night long and run. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this goal line and depending or the prep sell prep buys. Now, I don't know which direction it's going to break, but if you continue to play it, that's what I would do. I would prep the sell wave here or prep a buy wave here and just kind of straddle that and do that all the time. So go ahead and let's play it now and let's see if it actually took something or what it did on its own. It has to actually move that. Well, you guys don't, it might not do anything because it has to move this far or has to move 3 price cycles for it to take it if it's on autopilot, which is what he's showing us, which you guys don't have that feature. But go ahead and play it, I guess. We'll see if it
So
does.
yeah, so this is how it's basically running. This is not the actual bot that David is using.
Right.
It's just a flip-flop thing, just to showcase the
Demonstrate it.
what it will do. Yeah. So
But if you pause it one more time really quick, pause it really quick, it's just the 1 minute chart. It is, right?
it's 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah. If you were into a pending right here, it triggered, well, you probably would have caught all of this for sure. Might have gotten knocked out here and maybe even caught all the way down to here, right? And that's
Right.
the power of an overnight trade setup. Pending buy, pending buy, pending sell, breaks out. Well, you get it, right? And you don't have to do this overnight. I do, but you don't have to do this overnight. You could do this during the day if you come into a trading setup where a straddle is appropriate. It's 50-50 at the 50. You don't know. Just put that pending order on and walk away and let Anubis do his thing, right?
Right. Yeah.
I
Right.
had a question. What parameters would you set in Anubis that would change the amount of pullback where you say it might have gotten you out right there, it might have gotten you out of, would have for sure gotten you out of another place? What parameters are you tweaking on in Anubis to change that amount of pullback it will allow
It's all in your
before
price cycles.
on
So
your price cycle? I got
yeah, it's whatever your price cycles are. So that you've inputted in.
Oh, it's also the 33%. This is let's say your goal is hit. Let's say you are shorting and you hit your goal right here. It will trigger the cushion basically. Now it sets your stop loss behind at 33% of that if it's 33%. And then when it comes to here, your 33% may be here of the goal, of this new goal, of this new gain or this new profit. So you might miss it here too. It might get you here or there. So eventually, so the larger your cushion, the larger the number of the 0.33, if it's 0.5 or so or more, then you're giving the market a little bit more leeway, more wiggle room. It will not close you out as quickly. If you make it, oh, I only want to risk 10%, you make it 0.1, then it will probably will get you out on the first chance for a pullback. So This is you know something you'd have to practice and see, okay, which one I'd like to do. Now, it does not trigger until you hit your goal. It has to hit the goal first, and then it triggers.
Haled, are those fractional numbers in the latest PDF, Anubis PDF, like 7.028 or whatever?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
So I've got to wait till you post this recording to get those numbers.
I'm not sure all of them are
Okay.
or not.
Oh, the soft options, right?
Yeah, the soft options. I'm not sure. I know the negative TP is there for stop loss.
Yeah, I use that one. That's the one I use, but I don't know about the price cycle.
Yeah, the price cycle, the 0.01, that's for those people who like to have a double trade. Like if it buys, it sets
Right.
two trades, one of them with fixed TP. This is like Duke does that, and some other folks do that. And the O2 is for graphics. Sometimes the graphics is messed up. You put two, the 008 or 018, whatever the one, you know, the third decimal 8 is for the thick orange line, so you can see it when it sets you, when it secures your line, like you see in my presentation. You see a very thick line. You couldn't miss it.
Okay.
It's for demonstration purposes. That's what and you know, some people wanted that.
And then the one that's the progressive, wasn't there another one's in another number that had some fractions in it or something beyond the decimal point?
For progressive,
Yes.
well, progressive is now an option. That was before I shared that with you guys. I decided like a month
Okay.
ago to share that with you. I had a soft code for it because I didn't want to have two AIs. I had one, but if I were to set a 3 here and a 3 there or something, I had a setup, then it will trigger the progressive, but it will only trigger it for me, for my user code. It will not trigger it for someone else because I did not share that with you guys. That was not part of the original setup, right? The wave setup. But then, you know, toward the end, I figured, you know, they might be able to use it. Oh, I know most of you use it manually, but now, you know, more and more for the night trades and stuff, I think it becomes, you know, useful. So there is some soft options that I used to have for my account, for my username. So if my username is on and that code is on, then it will trigger. It used to trigger that for me. And there was another thing I had for myself, which was, but I don't think I use that anymore. I think that one is canceled. That is the end of the wave, like when you have a 3-bar reversal and closes and confirms. I had an option to trigger, it will close you out.
Mm.
But that was not part of the original setup, and so I don't use that anymore. I'm more happy with the 0.33 or whatever ratio you use. I test a lot of them, and you know, my results show that the larger that ratio is, the more wiggle room, the better chance for running markets like David showed this case here. I mean, this is huge if you were able to catch all of this. And I had tests that showed that you could hit 5% in just one setup because you're trailing that thing and it just keep going and going. So you can catch big waves. So
Well, thank you, Haled. I appreciate it. We're kind of over on time. I know you guys on the East Coast are probably with toothpicks in your eyes, trying to keep them open. But everybody's homework tonight, jump into a demo account, play with the settings, and let's set up an overnight trade. So, and test it, see if it works for you, and get into an overnight trade and provide the feedback tomorrow. I'd love to hear what we did. So, thank you, Led, and thank you, everybody. And with that, I think it's time to go to bed, right, Megan? Megan's already in bed.
Yeah, I'm
She's probably
falling
already
asleep.
sleeping.
Yep.
Maybe she's not in bed, but she's off to
No,
dreamland already.
I'm still working. I'm still here. My husband went to bed. He's like, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks. All the power of West Coast. That's right.
Just wait,
Uh,
David, till you're on Eastern time.
That's right. All right, thank you guys. We'll see
All
you guys
right,
bright
thank
and
you.
ugly in the morning.
Thank you,
We'll see
guys. You guys are
Thanks,
welcome.
Khaled. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
Thanks,
guys.
David.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bye.
Go ahead
Uh-huh.
and test it, try it out and everything, it will work for you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.